Hi friends, Mindy here. I have a flip through for you today of my completed journal for Twisted Scripture from Bythewell4God. You can see it's quite chunky. I have a playlist of all of the videos that I've made for this journal, including the setup and unboxing and everything. So I will link that in the description below. I'm just going to start with flip through here so you can kind of see. I created like 5 signatures. You can see here. My cover is made out of Craft Text, which was a new material to me, but just a lot of fun to work with. And so I'm just going to dive kind of right in. So this first signature starts out with one of the pattern papers here. And then what I've done is for each day, I used the stamp set called Big Idea outlined to indicate the number for the day. So this is the day 1. And then I used the journaling cards to create little tip in here, and then it moves on to this second page as well, where I have another tip in. I have some notes here of another scripture that I added after the study, and then I just have those kind of washi in there as tip-ins. Day 2 on the background here is done with just some stamps and Distress Oxide inks, and then this first page has this scripture written out. Here I just stamped on some paper bag actually, and then it continues on here. These are some Tim Holtz pieces. There's some scripture in here. You can see the stamping in the background. And then this part was part of the way that the journal was made. And so I have put some washi tape here. I have some wide washi tape from 49 in Market, and I just covered this entire page, and then I created tip-ins for these. And then I have a pocket over here that I have coffee dyed previously, and then I just used the stencil with some texture paste, and I just did that in the white. And then in the pocket here, I made it as a pocket, so I have all of my little notes tucked in over here. And then down at the bottom, I have some of the fabric that coordinated with this kit. Day 3, this was the title for this day was He Is Here. You can see there was kind of a big passage of scripture, and I wanted to make sure that I had all of that written out because is talking about really the context. And so I actually have a process video for this page. I made these little kind of smaller like field notes card specimen cards, I guess, and then I just added some stickers here. And then it continues on into this page. I created a pocket with this journaling card. I just have notes kind of everywhere. I have things flipped up. I have pockets. I used some clear pockets. I got these actually in the dollar spot at Target a while ago, and I had just purchased several of them, so I've had them sitting around quite a bit. And then I have just more of them. I wanted to really display these journaling cards because they're so beautiful, and so a lot of times I just created pockets so that you could still see them, and they kind of just become the artwork for the pages. Day 4, this is actually a page that I tore from a magazine. I don't even remember the name of the magazine yet, but they had done like several spreads on mushrooms, which was so strange. And so I had just happened to be flipping through it, and so I tore out the pages. So you'll see some magazine pages kind of spread out through here. Again, I have those Big Idea outline. I just cut this from pattern paper here. And then this one had a lot of a passage of scripture as well. And so I used some vintage ledger paper here. This is from a subscription from a house of books, and I stenciled really lightly in the background. I don't even know if that really shows up on camera, but and then my scripture continues to the back here, and this is part of the pocket. This part was really just here because the front page, so this is the end of the signatures, if that makes sense. So it's kind of folded around it. If you saw the setup video, that may make more sense. So I just created a pocket out of that, and then I have some more notes in there and a little sticker down at the bottom. And then I didn't use this to decorate. I just went ahead and started on the inside of this second signature. So this is day 5, and I used that same stencil. I used white texture paste on this is actually like a brown paper bag, and then I used the watercolors that came with the kit to kind of color just really loosely this piece. And then I created a pocket here by taking one of the pattern papers, and I created a pocket. I glued it here, and then it wraps around to the back. And then in here, I have a prayer written down. And then on the back side, I have the scriptures. This was a day that was talking about that verse, train up a child. And so I just had some things that I wanted to kind of work through. So I just added, I took the flashcards this time, and I used my little tab punch, my We Are Memory Keepers tab punch, and I just punched out the words. And then I have the scriptures here. So those just kind of tuck in there. And then I have more scriptures and notes on the back of all of these journaling cards. So all these journaling cards have either scripture or personal notes on the backs of them. So day 6, I used that same washi tape here in the background with a really, and that one of the stencils from the kit, and just kind of kept the background really simple because there was a lot kind of going on. So here I used this journaling card as a little pocket because there was so much scripture. So this actually opens up and has all my scripture and some extra notes and on the back. And I just am holding all of this together, and it just tucks in there. And I created a little specimen die here with that Tim Holtz specimen die set. And then I have a couple little ephemera pieces in there. And then I added just a little bit of fabric on this little kind of tip-in that's in the middle of my signature. And I used the flash card here, created another little tuck spot for my journaling card. This is just a sticker that I had. This actually is a Tim Holtz ephemera piece, and it has just a bunch of mushrooms. So I just tucked that, used that as a tuck spot for some more scripture and notes. And then I just added some washi on there. Again, just kind of kept the background really simple because there's a lot going on this day. And then day 7, a real simple, just stenciled background. There's pattern paper back there. And then when I was creating this piece right here, I had enough texture paste so that when I did that, I actually used a couple of different things. I did it a few different times just so that I wouldn't waste the texture paste. So one of the things that I did is I used the extra on this tag. And then, so I just have that tucked in here as well, just with some notes there on the back. And then I have a clear sticker just right here. This is actually one of the ones, I have a video on this where I used some different things to kind of create some interest on the stickers where you could transfer some text and things to the back. It's kind of like what I did here. I actually think I have a process video for this day as well. And then I just have some like cardboard pieces kind of back here. And then my scripture is there. And then on the back side here, I have a pocket where I have my journaling cards tucked in. And then I used one of the ephemera pieces to create a little pocket here for my, my flashcards. For day 8, I used another one of those ephemera pieces here, and I just stamped this again on like brown paper bag. And then for this journaling card, instead of using like sticker paper or washi to create the tip-in, I scored down the lot down here, and this part right here is actually glued. So this just kind of opens up. It's another way you can kind of create a tip-in. Sometimes I remember to do that, but you just want to leave yourself a little bit of a gap over on the side if you're going to do that. But you can see it just works as a little tip-in that way. And then I just included the flash card there with some stickers. And then day 8 continues on this page as well. You can see I did it here too. So they just kind of open up as flaps. And then I used this ephemera piece as a tuck spot for some other scriptures and notes. And then these pieces down here, the same thing. So just lots of scripture, lots of notes tucked in as always in all the little pockets and things. And then this is the end of that second signature. So again, I didn't work in between them, which you could totally do, but I just went ahead and worked it on the insides. So this is day 9. Again, I had a really long passage of scripture here. And so what I ended up doing is I wrote that out on some craft paper that I have. And then I used some Versamark ink, and which is technically it's a watermark ink. And so I used one of the stamps and just created kind of a pattern in the background. I don't know if you can really kind of see it, but it's just real subtle, but just adds a little bit of interest without taking away from all of the writing. And then I have some little rub-ons and stuff here that I used that were Tim Holtz. And then again, I created a little tip in here, or just kind of, you know, I scored this and glued that, just that one section down. So this is actually just decorative. It's not even actually holding it there. And then I have some notes here that I wrote based on this passage of scripture. And then on this page, this is another one of those magazine pages. So it was just a really striking image. So I just put that in there, and then I just created a couple pockets. So I have a library pocket here with scripture on it. This actually came from a house of books. And then I used one of the little file folders from a previous kit from Bythewell4God. And then in here I have a little pocket that I made. And then I just have my extra notes and flashcards and everything that have scriptures and stuff on them. I just have them kind of tucked in there. And then I just used the stamp set to just give this little folder a little bit more interest. And it's just got this little paper clip on there. The paper clip is not necessary. It's just kind of keeping this closed a little bit better. So day 10, I again created tip in. This one I just used washi tape for. I used one of the ephemera pieces here to create a tuck spot for the scriptures. I have this one just glued down. And then on the back, I used another one of the journaling cards as a pocket because I have some scriptures here. There were a lot of scriptures for this day too. I used one of the labels here for a quote from the devotional, and then I created room for a pocket and some for the scripture and the notes. And then I just tied on some of the fabric that came in one of the bow clips for that day. Day 11, I believe I have a process video for this one as well. I used one of the backers. This actually came in the kit. It's really like in the backer for the all the stickers and everything, and but it was just too pretty to throw away, so I used that as a background here. And then this page was in the book already, and so I just created this little magnify. I used the magnifier stamp, and then I just kind of created this so that it would focus on the word trust or the word faith. And then each one of these has some notes and scripture written about faith and trust in here. And then I have scripture in this little pocket. And then when I glued this page down, I actually created a pocket as well. So I have some more scripture tucked in there. And then at the very top, I have another pocket here. I don't know if you can see that. And then this just has a prayer. This is actually a tag that is basically this entire size. It's huge. I'm not going to pull it out because there's a private prayer on there, but that's what I have tucked in there. And then I thought about tucking something in here, but I just haven't done that yet. I don't know that I will, but I just wanted to add a little bit of interest to this very ending page because it was white over here. So I added just some of the fabric or the paper that matched this little piece of paper for the signature, just to give it some interest so it just wasn't white. And then moving on into the fourth signature of this book, it starts with day 12, and I created a little pocket here, and then I have one of the journaling cards there. And then on this page, in the background here, I have one of the pattern papers, and then I glued down some vellum to create this pocket. I didn't want to cover all of that up because I actually took advantage of the grid on the back of here to use as a journaling spot. This day was talking about kind of the translation of a word, basically in different versions of this particular scripture in Jeremiah 29:11. And in King James, it says peace, and then other places it says prosper, or so I just wanted to have the three different versions where you could kind of look at them side by side. So I did that on here, and then I just created that little pocket with vellum so that you could still kind of see all of the pieces of this. And then I have my flashcards with scripture and notes on the back there. And then I used some more of those Tim Holtz rub-ons there as well. And then day 13, again, I just have a clear pocket here with my scripture on the back there, some more scripture here. This is a Tim Holtz piece, I believe. I have some more scriptures on the back of my flashcards. And then I had this mushroom piece here actually was from a Your Creative Studio kit from a while back. And I just have some pattern paper there in the background. And then day 14, I created another one of the little specimen dies. And, or no, this is actually the last part of day 13. Apologize. But again, I have the little specimen die here. And then I created a little kind of journaling card because I have that big passage of scripture back there as well. And this is another one of the pieces from Your Creative Studio. And then this is one of those stickers that I did the background on. And then day 14 is, again, this is another time where I was just, this one is, you can see, is not quite as perfect as the other ones. I smudged my little texture paste a little bit, but I didn't want that to go to waste. So I'm just kind of using that as a little design element on this page. But I actually have a pocket created here. And in here I have a prayer and some notes written on there. And then on the back side of this, I have created a pocket where I have my scriptures on my journaling cards. And then again, I created a little tip in here, just kind of, making that a hinge basically. And then I use the flashcards so that when this is closed, you can see what this verse is about. And then on this one, I just thought this was fun. I put a little ephemera piece back behind this clear sticker, or this clear square, so that when you pull out this journaling card, there's just a little kind of surprise back there because there's this cute little raccoon, and I just thought he was so cute. So that wraps it up for the 14 days of the devotional. As you can see, I do have a couple pages in this signature that I can work with, and then I have an entire signature left that I can work in. And I did that kind of on purpose because I think this study is really valuable, and looking at scripture in context is super important, and being able to kind of rightly dissect it. And there, I know I can think of a few scriptures that I want to continue studying that I personally have seen get used out of context quite a bit. And so I'm actually going to add those in here. And so I left this so that I could kind of continue on this study of twisted scripture kind of on my own as I come across things. So anyway, I wanted to share that with you. I hope this video isn't too long. If you liked it, if it was helpful, I would appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. That just helps other people to be able to find my channel. And subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, bye.